Okay, so the big moment is time to dive in and start to learn the A section. Now, the A section is itself divided into 3 sections in ternary form. Ternary form being A, B, A. So we're kind of peeling back an onion skin here. We've got this whole piece which is a rondo form piece, but then the first section itself can be further broken down into a ternary form, A, B, A. And what we're going to do in this first lesson is we're going to learn the A bit, the famous bit. This is the bit that everybody aspires to play and then they get bored with the rest of it. But this is the main bit. Now, let's just look at those first 8 bars. Let's get them up. There we go. There's our first 8 bars, and you can see there's the famous theme. And beautifully fits into the A position under the fingers, that particular position, and we're going to be using that 4th finger just to play the D sharp before it moves back onto the D again. The rest of it is based around 2 chords. First of all, the chord of A minor, like that, and the second one, the chord of E major. So let's just look at the fingering around that. Now, we're going to do this fingering 5 2 1 1 2 4, so that we can then finish that phrase off onto the B. And in the left hand, interestingly, we're going to do the octave, and then we're going to put our second finger over, our pointing finger, to play the G sharp, and then just readjust to, and then it repeats again. And that's the A section of the A section, if you like. Now, normally we talk about doing lots of separate hand practice first, but if you look at this, the problem is that actually most of it, the hands interlock together to create one line of music. So it's quite difficult to actually try to do that, to practice separately, because it becomes very kind of disjointed. But what we've got is we've got this, and then those are the 2 main bits. So you can practice those shapes. And then in the left hand, of course, you've got the octave there on the E, and you've got on the E's and the G sharp. And when you put all that together, of course, you get now, because this is one line of music, this is interlocking, what we really don't want to do is kind of hold that note down. We're going to let the pedal take care of that, but we've got a nice seesaw action between the hands, just like we have between the fingers of the same hand. So in terms of this first phrase, by the way, you'll notice sometimes I put 4 on that. The thing about fingering is that fingering is always a suggestion, and if you've watched many of my courses, you'll know that my little finger is not the best. And I think that was great as a teacher, because it taught me that everybody can't play the piano the same way, and we have to find all these different ways. So fingering is just it's a suggestion. It's not marked in stone. You don't have to follow it if you don't want to. What I would always suggest is you try it first and have a really good reason for not following it, because there is usually a good reason why this fingering is in place. If I think about it, then I can do it. But years of kind of when I was a kid, I learned to play it with my 4th finger. my piano teacher never corrected me. And so sometimes I do it with 5, sometimes I do it with 4. It really is up to you. The benefit of 5 is it does give you that hand position without any movement, and so that can just make the phrase flow a little bit. Anyway, so the only other thing in that is the pedal, and you probably want to put the pedal in pretty sharpish, because just doesn't cut it for some reason. We're going to pedal 1 pedal per bar here, so we're going to go no pedal for the first bit, and then we're going to pedal down, and then we're going to do indirect pedaling, so on the E, up down, up down, up down, and then pedal off, pedal down, up down, up down, like that. So that's everything you need to know to play the first bit, and later on we'll come back and we'll talk about interpretation when we've got the whole piece going. But for now, it's just about learning the notes, and it's just about getting your fingers in the right place. So go ahead, do a bit of practice with that, and when you're ready, when you feel like you've got that going on and not before, then let's move on to the little B section of the A section. If you, it gets confusing, doesn't it? Music's like that. Don't worry too much about it. If you kind of look at it in a vague kind of way, it just all rattles along, and it's a lot less stressful. Anyway, well, moving on. I'll see you in a minute. Take care. Bye bye.